Let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time you actually felt financially secure? Not just okay, not just getting by, but genuinely, deeply secure, where you knew that if something went wrong tomorrow, you would be fine. For most Americans right now, that feeling is gone. And the scary part is, most people have no idea how close to the edge they actually are. Today, we are going to talk about the real reason Americans are secretly running out of money. Not the surface-level stuff you hear on the news, the deep, uncomfortable, hidden truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Here is a number that should shake you. 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now. That is not just poor people. That is not just people in struggling neighborhoods. That includes people earning $100,000 a year, people with nice cars, people with big houses, people who look completely fine from the outside. The crisis is not just about how much money people make. It is about what is happening to that money once it arrives. Let us start with the first hard truth. Americans are spending money they do not have at a speed that is absolutely terrifying. Total credit card debt in the United States has crossed $1.1 trillion. That's trillion with a T. And the average American household is carrying over $8,000 in credit card debt alone. Not mortgage, not student loans, just credit cards. And here's the brutal part. The average interest rate on those credit cards is now over 20%. That means for every $1,000 sitting on a credit card, Americans are paying over $200 every single year just in interest, not paying down the debt, just keeping the bank happy. People are not buying luxuries with this debt. They're buying groceries, they're paying rent, they're keeping the lights on. The credit card has become a survival tool for millions of Americans, and that is one of the most dangerous signs of a financial system quietly collapsing under its own weight. Now let's talk about something even more uncomfortable. Inflation did something to America that most people still haven't fully processed. Between 2020 and 2024, the cost of everyday life went up dramatically. Groceries went up over 25%. Rent went up in many cities by 30 to 40%. Car insurance went up. Utilities went up. Everything that you need to simply exist became significantly more expensive. But here's what people don't talk about enough. Wages did not keep up. Yes, some wages went up, but when you adjust for the actual increase in the cost of living, millions of Americans are earning less in real terms today than they were 5 years ago. They're working just as hard, sometimes harder, but their paycheck buys them less. This is called real wage erosion, and it is silently destroying the financial stability of the middle class. You are not imagining it when things feel tighter than they used to. They actually are. Here is another truth that is hiding in plain sight. Americans have been trained to look wealthy instead of be wealthy. There's an entire economy built around making you feel like you need to show success before you actually have it. New cars on financing, designer clothes on buy now, pay later, vacations charged to a credit card, dining out 4 times a week because that's what your social circle does. The pressure to appear financially okay is so intense in American culture that millions of people are going broke trying to look rich. And social media has made this 1,000 times worse. You are not just comparing yourself to your neighbors anymore. You are comparing yourself to a carefully curated highlight reel of millions of people at their absolute best. And your brain can't tell the difference between what is real and what is performance. So you spend, and you swipe, and you tell yourself you'll catch up next month. But next month looks exactly the same. Let's talk about the savings crisis, because this is where it gets really alarming. Nearly 40% of Americans say they couldn't cover an unexpected $400 expense without borrowing money or selling something. $400.
That's a car repair. That's a medical copay. That's one bad day. And the median retirement savings for Americans between the ages of 55 and 64, which is the group closest to retirement, is around $185,000. That sounds like a lot until you realize that most financial experts say you need at least $1 million to retire comfortably. That means the average American approaching retirement is walking toward the finish line with less than 20% of what they actually need. This is not a small gap. This is a cliff. Now, here is something that most financial channels won't tell you. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly as designed, just not in your favor. Banks make more money when you carry debt. Credit card companies make more money when you only pay the minimum. Retailers make more money when you buy on impulse. And advertisers make more money when you feel inadequate. Every single piece of the financial environment around you is carefully engineered to separate you from your money as efficiently as possible. And the schools never taught you to fight back. Most Americans went through 12 years of education without a single serious lesson on compound interest, credit scores, investment basics, or how to read a financial statement. You were handed a debit card and wished good luck. So what is actually happening to Americans right now? The middle class is hollowing out. The people who are doing well are doing better than ever. The people who are struggling are falling further behind. And the people in the middle are being slowly squeezed from both sides. Housing costs have pushed home ownership out of reach for an entire generation. Student loan debt has delayed wealth building for millions. Healthcare costs are one of the top causes of personal bankruptcy in the richest country on earth. And through all of this, the cultural message remains the same. Work harder, hustle more, you just need to want it badly enough. But wanting it badly enough doesn't lower your rent. Hustle culture doesn't fix a system that charges you 24% interest while paying you 0.01% on your savings account. Here's the truth I want you to sit with. The fact that you are running out of money is not entirely your fault, but the responsibility to change it is entirely yours, because nobody's going to fix this for you. Not the government, not your employer, not the bank. The only person who is going to look at your financial life honestly and decide to do something different is you. And that starts with seeing clearly. It starts with understanding that the life you've been sold, the car, the house, the vacations, the wardrobe, all bought on credit and payments and debt, is not wealth. It's a very expensive illusion. Real wealth is quiet. Real wealth is boring. Real wealth is saying no to the thing that looks impressive and yes to the thing that actually builds your future. The Americans who are going to come out of this era financially strong are not going to be the ones who earned the most. They're going to be the ones who woke up first. They're going to be the ones who stopped performing wealth and started building it, who cut the expenses that were bleeding them dry, who learned how money actually works, who invested consistently even when the amounts felt embarrassingly small. The crisis is real. The pressure is real. The system working against you is real, but so is your ability to step outside of it and make different choices. The question is not whether you can afford to change. The question is whether you can afford not to.